Hello and welcome to another one of our videos. We have another new product for you. We have a feather cutting and splicing jig that we've made. This will help you cut feathers off to specific lengths and also cut smaller pieces of feather so you can splice them into other pieces of feather to create that. And we're going to show you how it works. First off, we need a long feather. We're going to slide it in from the one side into the groove and it'll hit a stop at this end. We're going to cut it off at 3 inches. Pop the knife into the slot, just cut through the quill section there. Make sure you've got a really nice sharp knife. Make sure there's no bits still stuck on there, so there's our first piece there. Okay. Now we need to cut a pink section so we can splice that into the middle of it. So again, we start off with it in the groove, slide it on. If it moves sometimes when you try to push it on, just pop your finger on the feathers at the top. There you go. Right, we're going to cut off roughly 1/4 of an inch. So this second slot is 1/4 of an inch. Cut through the quill. Make sure there's no bits on there, and there's the pink section for you. So we need to put a back end on it now. So we'll get the green feather again. Make sure there's no bits on it again. Take them off. Slide it on till it hits the end. We're going to want around about, let's say, 2 inches. So put through that. Notice it cuts through very cleanly when you have a sharp knife, so you should get a better butt joint with the quill. Okay, move those apart. Right, we won't need this now for a little bit, so we'll pop that on there. And the next section we're going to look at is joining it together. There's a few ways that you can do it. I've just picked up one of the fletching clamps. You can get a little 2 pieces of board with a hinge on it if you want to. You just need to keep the tension on with your hand, or if you can put a spring or something on there just to keep a bit of tension on it, all the better. What we're going to do now, just going to get the biggest part of the feather, pop it into the clamp, then we'll pick up the pink part and we're going to pop it into the clamp. Just release the tension a little bit, just so it slides in. Doesn't matter if it's not joining up perfectly at the moment, we can sort that in a moment. Get the next part, pop that one in. Right, there's lots of different ways to splice feathers. Some people put them together, some people skin them. It just depends what you've got access to and how much time you've got to do it. I'm going to use just a little bit of super glue. We're not using the really runny stuff, it's a medium viscosity. Just make sure you've got a little bit of glue. And I'm just going to put a little dab just on where the joint's going to be, where I put them together. It only needs a little bit. Then I'm going to push the pink feather up to it. Make sure it's pushed down. And just run my finger over it. Then I'm going to do the same with the other one. On the pink. Okay. Now I'm going to push the other section up to it. Now it hasn't gone off yet, so we can still play around with it. Okay. You may want to use the knife just to make sure that it's all butted up together, or you can just slide the glue over the top of it. Now what I like to do is use a little bit of activator, accelerant for the super glue. Give it a quick spray. Let that evaporate. You can help by blowing on it. Okay, just check if it's gone off. Now there is a little bit of glue on the quill here, so when you come to glue it, you might just need a little bit of wet and dry or very fine sandpaper just to give it a little rub, just to make sure that you've got a good contact on there for when you put the adhesive on. Now you can either use a glue or you can use fletching tape. The fletching tape will probably stick onto the face of the quill better and hold it together, but it depends what you like to do. Some people use tape, some people use glue. Okay, now that's glued together. We'll take it out the clamp. There we go. Now we have a pink stripe in a green feather. Now we have the feather all glued up and spliced. As you can see, there's a pink stripe in it. We're going to cut it to shape. Now we do feather cutting templates as well. We've got lots of different sizes, left and right wing, all on the one jig. Nice and easy. So if that one's long enough, we could do it with the big one for what we use for wall bows. But we're going to use this one, which is a 5-inch Indian feather. So it's got a nice little curve on it, and you should be able to see the feather quite nice. Now, what we can do, we can pull this right to the very end, because we cut it off at 3 inches. So every time you do a feather, if you cut it off at the same part, you haven't got to worry about getting that splice in the correct position every time, because all you need to do is put it to the very end of our feather cutter, and every single one should come out exactly the same side and line up as well. So we're going to cut this now. We don't need to cut the front off because it's already to the right side of it. We'll just cut the back end, and then we'll cut the curve on the feather. Slide it out. Now we have this jig, we can make them much quicker and accurate. Look us up on our Facebook, and also keep checking back on our YouTube channel. There'll be more videos in the coming weeks. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again.